All right, guys.
Gaslighting.
Let's get it. Another pod day. Let's go.
We're back. Wait.
Let's have some hype in it, though, so we can introduce our special guest. He flew out here from, where were you at before this? Dubai?
Yeah.
Dubai. He flew out from Dubai, got a haircut, has to leave at like 12.
Quick
Another
day trip
business
for
meeting.
us.
Yeah. We got him out here 10 bands, but it was worth it.
Gave us
Alright.
crazy discount. Gave us a crazy discount.
Yes,
Thankful.
sir. But we got CJ in the building. Let's go.
Yo. Good.
Is that CJ? All right, guys.
Please give me that.
CJ back shots.
Whoa.
That is my nickname.
Bro.
Why is that your nickname, sir?
Top secret.
All right. You know what I had? I had a good question today I was thinking about. Get off your phone.
Okay.
Oh, wait.
God don't matter.
Oh, wait. No. Go ahead. Actually, do that right before we start. That's true.
Before Hasiel asks this question, we're going to give our Bible verse of the episode. You hear me?
Yep.
This verse is Zechariah 4:10, and it states, "Do not despise these small beginnings, for the Lord rejoices to see the work begin." And that was a...
Say about that.
I just have to say that, like, I feel like, specifically us, we have lots of friends and people that we know that are, like, trying to start things kind of from, like, ground zero.
It's like even this.
And we got to realize that, like, starting from a small beginning is not only, like, good, but it's, like, the only thing you can do. So
That's facts.
the Bible, or, like, just telling us in the Bible that God rejoices in that. Like, not only is that necessary, but it's something that he loves to see us do, and he's obviously behind you. As long as your motives are good and, like, you got good intentions, I think you got God on your side when you're trying to start from small beginnings. You feel me?
Facts. I agree with that. Oh, big shout out right before we start to Javi. He's the backbone of this. He does freaking all this.
Everything.
At this point, literally. He's the number one. So can we give him a shout out? Quick clap for Javi. He's been killing it this whole time.
Super
Proud of you,
grateful,
bro.
Javi.
Grateful for
Give
you.
you besito later for
And then the question that I had today, because we had talked about how we want to talk about purpose and like what you want to do in life, but it was a good one I was thinking about this morning, is that, do you think distractions kills dreams more than anything? And think about that. Does distractions, anything that distracts you, anything that keeps you from your attention on what you're trying to accomplish, kill that more than anything? What do you guys think about that?
Can I tell you what I think kills dreams more than anything? Is comparison, bro. It's
Comparison?
like looking at other people and other things. But I do think a comparison is a distraction, because instead of focusing on you, you're focusing on other people.
It is a distraction. That's true. How do you feel about it, Rambo?
Essentially, it comes down to the type of person you are, I feel like, because you can have distractions and still work around it. But if those, like, distractions really get to you, then I think it kills the dream.
CJ?
I agree with Rambo.
That one?
Nah, no cap.
Okay.
You gotta be disciplined.
Yeah.
That's true. But, like, do you also think, like, say, like, even, okay, say you have a night out with the boys, cool. The recovery that it takes from that, it already takes you steps back when you could wake up fresh, get to it, you know? You get what I'm saying?
I think it depends on what your distraction is. If it's partying and, doing stuff like that, then that might affect your dreams.
That's true.
I feel like it affects it, but you could also, like, just, like, find a way to work around it. Like, some people actually do party and still go do what they have to do, you know?
Yeah.
It just depends.
Like
what
a
type of
balance?
person.
Like how much you let those distractions, like,
Phase you, basically.
Yeah, I feel you. But at the end of the day, I don't know. Like, do you think you'll get way more ahead if you don't let the distractions in?
You'll for sure get ahead, but I also think, like, especially when your dream or whatever you're working on is intensive, bro, I think it's good to take a step back. So if your distraction is, like, hanging out with the boys for a weekend, like, not even going out, like, hanging out with the boys, spending bread, going to grab food, going doing something, like, that is going to be a way less destructive distraction than, like, going out downtown and partying Friday, Saturday, Sunday night. So I just for sure think what the distraction is, I think regardless, it's all mental. I think, like, after the distraction, whether it is just hanging out for a couple of days or going out, you can always, like, taking, like, a step back. Obviously, it is a step back, but I think you can always use that also as, like, another reason to, one step back, 2 steps forward. You feel me?
All right. I feel that. I think in my personal growth and development, I honestly think that distractions does, only because I've been the most productive when I'm not distracted. And I feel like I've gotten 3 times more done when I'm not distracted, when I'm not doing nothing, like party. I think like hanging out with the boys is healthy, cool, but the rest is like, it just keeps me back from doing what I'm supposed to do, you know?
The rest isn't what?
Like rest isn't like, say, partying or double days of like just kicking it or doing nothing and then I get back to it. Or alcohol was a big one for me, like drinking all my weekend, and by the time that I get to Monday, I'm fully recovered by Friday, you know, like, and you just didn't get anything you wanted to do that week.
And you're already at work all the day.
Yeah,
like the whole day,
exactly.
so you kind of waste
Don't even give yourself a chance to like focus on what you really want to work on. And I think honestly, bro, like the people that you surround yourself with is huge. And obviously, we don't do the best job when we hang out. Like honestly, of making sure we're the right distractions for each other.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that's a big one. Like instead of like having your distractions always be so toxic, like finding a way for your distraction from your dream to be like productive in other ways of your life.
That's
Facts.
cool. That's facts. All right, now, what are some dreams and things that you guys want to accomplish by the end of this year? So each person has a different one, but what do you guys feel like is yours for this year to have at least done by this year? And it doesn't have to be like you right away, but at least you make some progress in it, you know?
I
CJ,
think
we'll start with you.
Yeah, I think for me, I've been working out in the gym for like 2 years now, and been kind of like inconsistent. Like I'll go for a little bit, stop for a little bit. This year I set a goal to just try to stay consistent the whole year without taking more than like a week off consecutively. Like staying working out the whole year. Just work on my health, my body.
That's a valid one because it's hard too.
Yeah.
Because like even the gym, like, you know, when you even drink, that the gym just sucks after that, you know, like
Facts.
2 days.
Me right
You're
now.
just like, nah.
Oh, also that too, like not drinking. I'm
Not
not trying
drinking.
to drink like that either.
Yeah,
Not
that's
good for
valid.
you.
Rambo?
Mine's the same. Like, nah. I want to...
bro, big bro. So bad.
It's my little brother.
What?
It's like on the
Look
pod.
at it.
Y'all been on
You
Lil
didn't
Bro
say
and
what
Big
you
Bro the
said.
whole
It is
pod.
crazy.
No, I'm saying you guys been on Lil Bro and Big Bro on the pod the whole time. Yeah, first it was you, and then it was him now.
Crazy.
Yeah, crazy shit.
All right, guys, we're done for today. Let's get out of here.
Sign off. My dreams.
Bro,
If y'all feel bad for Haas right now, comment down.
please, guys, give me some mercy. All right, go.
All right, now my goals and dreams is just to be like disciplined by the end of the year, like have everything in check, like my routines and everything, you know. I feel like the bigger goals and ambitions and all that will come if I'm actually disciplined with
Locked
everything.
in. Yeah, that's true.
I would say like where I want to be by the end of the year is like more like on the mental state of my life, like giving myself like some grace, you feel me? Because I feel like I'm always rushing myself, like you're running late in this, like you got to do this, you got to do this. I feel like I'm trying to work on like realizing that where I'm at in life is cool, you feel me? Financially, physically, like in all assets of life, like emotionally, like instead of rushing or feeling like I'm always behind, like just finding like the space mentally to like relax and just not always push so much pressure on myself.
I think that's valid too, because it's like you do have that pressure, but you don't enjoy your life, bro. Like when you put that pressure on yourself, you know, like I've noticed that. Like last year I had a moment where I just fully focused, locked in, but I hated life. I hated that. It just felt like,
because you feel like you're always behind.
yeah.
I saw a TikTok, bro. I saw a TikTok I sent to Orlando actually like a couple weeks ago. It was this like 60-year-old, 7-year-old lady talking about how she went her life away. Like she said, when I graduate, I'm going to be happy. When I get married, I'm going to be happy. When I have kids, I'm going to get happy. And then it turned into when my kids have kids, I might get, like, it was like she kept on waiting for things to happen for her to be happy. And essentially like she never like was fully satisfied because she kept saying, when this happens, I'm going to get happy. Instead of like what we need to be doing like in all reality is like, obviously we have bigger goals and ambitions, which like it's cool to look forward to those, but also like taking a step back and like being happy with what you have, which is hard to do, way easier said than done, because obviously we all like a group of dudes that like have ambitions and goals that we want to get to, we're gonna
Yeah.
realize that like where we're at is still something to be happy about. You know.
It is. It really is.
I think that even brings back to your original question. Like you stay, like if you have no like little distractions here and there, you're gonna hate it. Your
Yeah,
life,
yeah.
you're just gonna.
That's
be
why it's
working
good to,
your
like-
life away.
That's
Yeah.
true. No, I agree with that too. I feel like when I wouldn't even hang out with friends, I was like, dang, like, what do I even do with life then? I'm just chilling, just there.
Okay, boss, what's your dream?
No, just yeah.
Okay. Oh, mine is, I definitely want to make something happen with, like, me preaching some type of move. Like, whatever, at the end of the day, it's whatever God wants me to do. But, like, I do want to, like, put my foot forward into it and just, like, step all into it. And then second, personally, I just want to become like, cause my dream is always to have like a family and kids and everything, but like personally become the man that like my wife would deserve, you know, like, cause I always ask for a wife and everything, but I'm like, I'm not even the guy that like she would need, you know, like I really am not even financially or everything, but just like supporting like a man, someone with
Mentally,
character, with
emotionally.
mentally like feel like, okay, I'm okay with like taking care of a woman, I'm okay with taking care of, you know, those type of things. Like that's what I want to accomplish this year, kind of grow in that aspect.
That's a good one.
Real quick.
Sound?
I have a question for Hans. What would it take for a girl for you to cuff her?
To cover, oh, that's a hard question, but a lot, bro. I can't. She has to be on the same type of time as me. She has to be purpose driven in the same thing, like, because no one's gonna be like, not even in a bad way, but as a pastor, you're not gonna just date some shawty that's just out, you know, like I can't be with a girl from View House or something like that every single time. Not in a bad way, but it's just like your goals have to align, because if not, no.
You took me for a swim.
Girl, I wish I could save you,
But I can't.
but I can't. You get me?
I get it.
Yeah.
Is there somebody for me?
Haas, you think you could ever love a girl more than you love Drake?
It's gonna take a lot, because no girl has came close right now. It's like, nah, there was one.
There was one.
Oh, no.
Bro, last week's conversation, I was like,
That was wild,
I freaking exposed too much.
They literally know every
Way
single
too
girl that
much.
he's ever talking about.
Huh?
They know every girl that he's talking about.
Literally, bro. Every freaking girl. Oh my
Did you
God.
tell
You're gassing.
tell him about the new one?
New one? There is no new one. They're the same ones every single week.
All girls are the same.
Ones?
Let me think. Every
Multiple?
single one. I mean, every
So
single
you're the
one.
whore.
This is
Well,
the
no, like,
that
one
wants
as in,
to get
like-
married.
Every single one has like last week or my exes.
Have
Don't
you
you
seen
got a
that post
little
where it's like-
some in the works right now?
It's like, alright,
Yeah, but I already talked about that too.
Oh,
Last
that's right.
week. I do have something in the works. She did like my picture last night.
In times that you guys have found yourself, because I feel like we've all been in funks and like our passion and like if we're ever like working on something big, we've all gone through like funks where we kind of lose motivation or like we feel like we're not where we want to be. Like how have you guys got yourself out of those spaces in your life before?
I think like one thing I heard, and I didn't believe it at first, but it's true. It's like true confidence and like those type of moments is just like doing what you want to do despite of how you feel, you know, like, and that's always gotten me out of things where I kind of grew up out of like doing things just because of how I felt. Like, you know, sometimes you feel depressed, everything, you still got to do what you got to do. And then sometimes you just let your feelings like take over that, you know? And a lot, like the number one obviously is God, but like that's really what it is.
For sure. I think like it's all about mental. Like when you're in that space, it's not about like physically what you can do financially, like no matter what it is. Like even if it's for you guys, like literally painting for you, bro. Even though like you would say like it's physical because you got to get up and paint. Like I feel like it all starts with emotion, like getting yourself out of whatever headspace you're in. And I think prayer
Prayer is a
prayer-
huge one, bro.
prayer is a huge one. And obviously like even if you're not religious like in the Christian way or like there's everyone believes in a higher power in my opinion, and like I feel like no matter what it is for you, like just talking to some like the upper what is it, like the higher up or whatever, like the
Yeah. No, I feel like that's what me and Chato were talking about this weekend too. That was kind of cool, is that like our friend group, yeah, like they be crash outs and everyone be wilding, but like we also seen that a lot of us got closer to God too, you know, like, and it was kind of crazy
Through each other almost.
through each other, literally. So I'm like, I've been rocking with that. I've seen all y'all grow like a lot, even myself while I grow too, which has been insane, low key. How do you guys feel about that? Guest speaker.
CJ, I feel like he like, cause he's not really. You left the crash outs group chat,
Yeah.
and I feel like he left it before.
I'm a
did.
good mix.
Yeah, he is kind of out the group chat. He's the one that made it out.
I won't say my opinion on that.
You don't want to? Why?
I wouldn't say that group is like the most close to God. Like not even most close to God, but I feel like we could do a better job of like living life.
I mean, it's just one thing to say something and another thing to.
That's what
To
I'm
do.
saying. Like
That's true. But I just think like I also admire like small even like gestures to do it, you know, like, because even seeing one thing that like brings me happiness about it is like, say you guys go out or stuff like that, that's fine, but when I see everyone at least there, you know, like seeing the guys that you would least expect raising their hands, praying, you know, worshiping God. I had seen a video of like when I'm preaching, I can't really see anyone, but I see like the guys that I would never expect to be raising their hands, like they're praising God, you know, anything that could trap them little by little, like little seeds, and you're going to be able to see the fruit of it, you know, one day, you know, even if it's not with us, even if it's not. But I kind of like that. Like,
I do like how like they're like, I mean, the group in whole is like very supportive to everyone.
mm-hmm.
You know, every time we got something going on, you see everybody there. You know,
Yeah.
everyone's there to support. At least like when you have your preachings, everyone's in there.
Bro, and
despite, you know?
moments,
Yeah.
remember like
Yeah.
we had like 25 people pull up to a funeral. We had people pull up to like
That's
battles.
true.
Battles,
That's
yeah,
cool.
everything. You know, everyone's always there to support. I do appreciate that and like that.
That is pretty cool, low key.
And like it doesn't even have to be immediately, bro. But like you said, like little by little, I feel like God definitely places us in like specific like in other people's lives to influence them a certain way. So like even though like we said we're probably far off from where we want to be, I think
Yeah.
starting out by like speaking it is good, and then as long as we keep working together to like push them closer to God, I feel like it's never a lost cause. Never like they're far from God, they have no chance of getting closer to God. You know.
That's true. You know, which one, you know what thing like I wanted to talk about? Because I feel like this is constantly in my head every week is that, how do you guys feel about like you going after your dreams, you're putting in the work, but you're not getting the results yet? How do you deal with that? Because I have a hard time dealing with it, but I'll still just do it, you know, like, and then you end up seeing the results. Obviously it's in God, but like you got to kind of keep going until the formula works. You kind of get what I'm saying?
That's crazy. I was just thinking about that.
Really?
Asking that.
Yeah.
I was going to ask you because, like, say if you're, like, kind of lost, like, you don't know, you've been working hard and stuff, but you don't know what the next step is, like, how do you know, you know? Like, how do you know when it's right? Sometimes I'll be, like, praying to God and be like, let me know if this is right for me, you know, and nothing happens or nothing, I don't know. You know, because I've, like, considered doing this or that, like, making different moves, but I just feel like I don't know how to tell if it's right for me.
What direction to go even?
I feel like that's what, like, essentially that's, like, God's plan is to make it a mystery, bro, because life is all a test, obviously, like, and if he were to give us the answers, like, if we were to be like, God, what do I do, and he gave everything out for us, like, on a piece of paper, there'd be no point of faith, you know, because we wouldn't, like, you wouldn't have to put your faith in something because you already have the answer. So I feel like not knowing is a big part of testing your faith, and I think to, like, answer Hasiyat's question, like, instead of being, like, I'm not where I want to be, I think it's huge to take a step back and be like, look where I've came, bro. Because like literally right now, the life that we're living is probably in some ways like a previous prayer answered. Like there's things that we have right now that we asked God for a long time ago that we got to like realize, okay, you know what, even though I don't know, I feel like I'm not fully there, I got to realize I should be grateful enough for like where I'm at.
That's true.
Yeah, and I feel like all of us are accustomed to like instant gratification, so we need to like slow down and like just work on the things that will give you gratification later on in life, you know?
Yeah.
Which results in a bigger outcome instead of something small, like you want a quick win or stuff like that, you know?
Yeah.
Real quick, how do you guys overcome procrastination when it comes to a craft you're trying to do?
Don't.
I'm the worst I promise you, I'm the worst procrastinator on planet Earth. And I hate it. And I know it's a bad thing, bro. It's like really like faith-based, it's bad. Like mentally, it's bad. Like being a procrastinator is bad. And it's something that I couldn't even give you that answer to because I'm bad at it.
I feel like you just got to start it and from there take it forward.
Just start. Just do it.
Yeah.
It's like going to the gym. If you don't feel like going to the gym,
Just go.
You go, and then as you're there, and you're just like, oh, it's
Motivation,
not
yeah.
even as bad as I thought it was gonna be.
You're happy that you went, huh?
Yeah, and then you just apply that to.
Or
anything
even
else,
if
know?
you half-ass it, you're still there.
Yeah, you still
Yeah.
went. You still did
Like
something.
still doing a movement.
Showing up is the first step.
Because
My-
it's like that thing from that book where like it's the little things, you know, and then if you do them, it's little wins throughout your day versus little losses. You say you're gonna do something,
Yeah.
you don't do it, and then like you're beating yourself up about it.
Yeah.
Oh, I forgot what that book
Is
is.
it
Atomic
Atomic Habits?
Yeah, Atomic Habits.
What I was gonna say though is like it's all how you guys are saying small decisions or like small wins, but like what helps me is not getting distracted so much. Because if I'm choosing to get distracted over going to do something, the distractions always win, and then I never make the step on what I was procrastinating about. And it's always like that. Like I always find that I'll say like this. Say I'm gonna record a preaching, cool, but then I just distract myself and end up not doing that on Sunday. Instead, I just do something else. I procrastinated what I was supposed to do, and then it just carries on. But when I go do the preaching first, get everything done, then maybe take some time to go chill with the boys, whatever. Cool. I didn't
Yeah.
procrastinate. You know, it's like
Get it done.
get it done first. Yeah.
Like
Just do it.
prioritizing.
Yeah, just do it.
Just do it. And then to answer CJ's question, I think that's how even Marcel was saying is that you got to be able to kind of even first, what I even try doing is like even spending time in the presence of God, even if it sounds corny, cheesy to a lot of people, it's something that clarifies your mind to where you're like, okay, even if I'm scared or don't know what to do, it gives you kind of clarity of like, I don't know what to do, how to do it, but God, I'm going to trust in you even if I'm confused. And I feel like constantly in the Bible, it repeats that David didn't know what he was doing or why he was getting chased, but he was still called to be a king, how we talked about that. Abraham was sent to a land where God was like, bro, this is exactly where I'm going to build all your nations, as in his nations, his generations. But that land was a nomad land. What does that mean? A land where he was basically like a nobody. He was nothing, and he was confused about why God had him there. He had to live in tents where he was still confused. But it's just like those type of things are like you do what you're called to do despite of where you're confused. Now what was Abraham? Now he had many nations. That's where he started. He's a father of many nations. But it's like simply doing it when you feel confused, simply doing it when you don't know what to do. You know, like
So
that's just how even you take action. And I feel like stepping into the wrong thing, you know, sometimes I think it's better than not stepping at all, you know.
Yeah.
Like that's how I feel.
Like,
And
you
if you
gotta take a
fail,
step if you
yeah,
fail.
it's okay because you're like, oh, bet I failed, now I learned from this, now I go to this other thing because I know that's the thing I'm
Dude,
supposed
in the
to
book
do.
of Job, like what did he go through, bro? Like he lost everything.
Everything.
Like he had everything. That's what's crazy, that like we talk about like starting from the bottom, like starting from small beginning, but Job had everything: the money, the houses, the family, all the resources, the cat, like the everything. And like he just kept slowly, but not even slowly, like honestly gradually lost everything and never. Not I want to say never, because eventually he was like, God, why? But he literally kept his faith. His faith kept getting stronger even while his family was passing away. His money was getting taken. Like, he literally never lost faith. And I feel like it's so much easier said than done. But, like, essentially that's what you want to be,
Yeah.
even if it's a small fraction of the faith that he had.
Why do people fear success more than failure?
Oh, that's a good one.
Because success takes change. Success takes, like even CJ said, like, trying something that you don't know is going to be, like, if you don't know if it's going to be the right answer or not, like, it's scary.
Sorry, repeat the question just because no one can hear me on the mics, you know?
Oh, why do people fear success more than failure, right?
yeah,
Okay, cool.
I feel like with being successful comes with more responsibilities and like more stuff like
Yeah,
that you
it's-
got to deal with.
it's easy to fail.
Yeah, it's kind of
Yeah.
easy to fail.
Yeah.
Especially when-
Success is hard.
It's easy to
Failure is
quit.
easy. Yeah,
I-
yeah.
Yeah, it's easier to quit. I also feel like a lot of people don't feel like they have enough in them to do that, because I feel like that's what's hard about believing even in God. You believe that God can do some great things for you, but you don't believe that you could be used to do it, you know?
You
Like,
feel like you don't deserve it.
yeah, so you're just like, nah, I'd rather just not. But one thing that I was kind of learning, guys, like in Miami, kind of opened my eyes, is that they have this thing called the Miami effect, and they're saying that you can make a lot of money being around those type of people just because they simply influence you for success. And so this girl was talking about how she started more businesses, she was able to become an influencer, stuff like that, and she was making bread off of just seeing all these people, and she made more connections and all that. So I feel like also that has to do a lot with your surroundings and your environment and who you hang out with. Like if you see what's that rule that everyone talks about? If you're with 5 million or 4 millionaires, you're gonna become the fifth. Like it's just like, but I also see it as in,
Y'all gotta make some millions then.
Huh?
Y'all gotta make some millions then.
No, exactly. But she was saying it like she even sees that, okay, in the Midwest, if she was making a video or like even what we're doing right now, if she's making that, people would be like, oh, she's so cringy, she's so corny. But if she's doing it in Miami around people who make millions off of that, she's like, the same thing that is making freaking people call me corny is the same thing that's making other people millions. So it's like,
I'm gonna give you a crazy corny analogy, bro. But like,
Yeah.
I was talking about like this water bottle that at King Supers is worth like 90 cents. So say like you go buy an Aquafina water bottle at 90 cents, or at King Supers you're gonna pay $1. Say you're at the airport and your same water bottle is worth $5 And obviously I know that's like business like wise, but it just like is like a smaller like caption of like where you're at is like determines your value. You know, like
Yeah.
if you are somewhere where you're valued, you're obviously going to see yourself as worth way freaking more.
Literally.
And essentially, like the theory is, doesn't matter where you're at because it doesn't matter what other people put your value at. Like
Yeah.
you should know that whatever you're doing is what's right for you.
Yeah.
You know?
I agree with that too a lot, because sometimes you get so stuck in like comparison of like, here you're not making the same type of money in the same industry as somewhere else, but you need to be able to work on what you're called to do and not compare to whatever someone else is, and the money will come, you know. Like, and I feel like everyone struggles with that. Everyone sees everyone making way more money than them or doing something that takes more, but it's like, no, do what you're called to do what you need to do, and the money's gonna come, it's gonna follow.
And so for some people, how would you know if something is like what you're called to do, you know, for those people
Yeah.
that don't know their purpose or what their calling is, you know?
Mm-hmm.
How do you...
That's like the question of life, bro. Like,
That's what I'm
what's
saying.
your purpose is like
Yeah.
what people sometimes, no, I don't want to say
Valid.
like kill themselves over, but like my point is like what people push themselves to the edge to find out is their
Yeah.
purpose. That's like,
So you think, like that question I asked earlier, like you think the thought alone in your head, the idea in your head is like, maybe that's a sign from God? Like instead of him, he's not going to directly come and tell you, oh, you need to do this, that, and that. Maybe he's giving you those ideas in your head and see if you act on them or if you don't.
Yeah, I think it's that. I think that's what it is, because it's like, even if you go back to Noah was given an instruction without knowing how to do it or why he was gonna do it, and no one believed in him. No one believed that he was gonna. Why did he have to build that? He's crazy. He's the one that is tripping. What did he end up doing? He built an ark to be able to save his family from something that's hard. You know, it's like, God gives you whatever you need right here, boom, but it's your job to start moving, start doing stuff. And I think, like, I heard Stephen Furtick say this, but it's so true, is that sometimes you don't need to find your calling or your purpose. It will find you, as long as you're still working on what God gave you to do. And then it's going to come up, but you need to start putting it into action in faith, you know?
Yeah.
because like as far as what CJ said, like, you know how you said God puts those things in your head. Also, bro, like I've just heard in preachings, like the devil also hears your prayers, bro. So you got to be careful. Like, say you pray for something, we also got to like realize that the devil could be throwing things in our way too. So it's like on us and our free will to decipher, like, because in all reality, there's things that we know are from God and things that that aren't from God. And there's things that I have like went through in my life that I've been fully conscious of the fact that there's probably isn't from God, and I've still followed it. And like I'm the one that pays the price at the end of the day.
Yeah.
So I feel like
Well, I think maybe a way to tell the difference between those two is like the devil's gonna give you what you want, and the God's gonna give you the idea to do something that you don't want to do.
Yeah.
Because it takes work.
Literally.
like Rambo
The
said, the
devil's just gonna
gratification,
hand
bro.
it to you. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, you want this? Cool.
And I feel like
Keep you right there.
Yeah, exactly. Like I agree with that too, because it's like, then God will give you peace in something that you don't even understand, you know, or how it's going to work, you know, because then you'll be doing something crazy, and in your mind, logically, you're like, that's insane, because it takes faith to believe it, but somehow you have peace about it, you know, and that's the difference. Some things that were logical, I had no peace about it, and I was just like, nah, it's logical though. Boom, ends up sucking. You know, ends up not even being the thing I had to do. So it's just like, what? But that's how it goes.
And that peace that you get, bro, like on it, like, cause we've all, I'm pretty sure, have had things in our life not go the way that we wanted them to, and then like later on down the road, like honestly, been grateful for it.
Yeah.
That peace is like something that you can't even explain, bro. Cause instant gratification, cool, no matter what it is, money, girls, food, like that stuff, like you can explain that feeling right away. But like that peace that you get from like God's blessings,
Yeah.
it's something that's like I literally can't tell you how grateful I am for this, other than like thank God.
Yeah,
You know?
literally. I agree with that. I like that's always been a thing with me. I'm like, why do I have peace? This is crazy, but then it ends up working out, and you're like, dang, that's why. That's exactly why.
Real quick, moving on to another question. Breaking generational curse. How do you overcome toxic family cycles? Or
That's a
envy within
banger
family?
one. That's a
Somebody
banger
repeat the
one.
question because he can't.
Yeah.
How do you overcome toxic generational cycles, and then how do you overcome when people or your family are being envious? Okay.
I got one for the generational cycles, but I
Go
don't know
ahead.
about the envy. I think maybe just like I think a lot of people like when they're growing up or coming up in the world, they want to use their generational cycles as like a crutch, you know, something they can walk on, something that makes them feel okay about
That's
it,
good. That's true.
rather than like I'm not gonna worry about what happened in the past and just focus on now and in the future and growing.
Yeah.
Say that.
That's a banger. That's a banger.
Because it's easier, like you said, it's like a part of like it's easy to fail.
Yeah.
It's easy to be like my whole
Oh,
family
yeah,
has
it's
done
like
Yeah.
this.
this,
Why
it's
do
been
I-
like this, yeah.
Yeah, I agree with that too. And I feel like that's how even what we were talking about before is that like you can't let your blood like keep you from what you're destined to be, you know? And I've kind of like even made that sure because one thing that's been a topic in my family recently is anxiety. Like some of my family members have been dealing with like anxiety to another level that I haven't even dealt with, like where they can't even function, or it's almost like something that paralyzes them. But what I constantly tell them is like, if you don't break this, then your kids are gonna have to break it, and you don't want them to have to deal with that. And I tell them like, be able to know that God is letting you go through this, and that's how you break it. You go through it. You go through this anxiety to be able to finally say, you know what, I'm developing, I'm building character, I'm becoming a better person through it. Because God, He's not gonna give you peace in somewhere where He doesn't want you to be complacent in, you know? And so it's like, if you need to go through crippling anxiety until you break it, you're gonna have to go to it, but you're gonna have to break it right before your kids, you know? And I've been learning about that too. I'm like, dang, like even if what do you say, like you want to have a daughter and you want her to be not treated terrible and everything, but if
You look how
we
you're
end up
treating-
yeah.
I honestly didn't have an answer to that question, but literally like what you said, like consider it in your next generation and like
Yeah.
like think about how if you don't break that generational curse now, you're setting your kids up for failure. That's like the best answer I could think of, bro, because that's like
Yeah.
it takes out the selfish part.
Yeah, and it does, because it's like sometimes I thought of that too, how CJ was saying, like sometimes you could use it as a crutch, because when I was younger, my dad dealt with anxiety a lot, so I would be a little legit like praying over him, helping him out, and sometimes I would be like, man, like I had to go through this and everything. But now I think of it like you could either use it as a crutch into something to keep you back, or you could use it as a thing that strengthens you, you know, and helps you, and now you could help other people with anxiety. So that's what I've been doing. It helped me with my own anxiety. I was like, now I know how to handle it, now I know how to take care of it, you know.
So
What about you, Rambo?
Repeat the question.
How do you break generational cycles? And then the second question,
Deal with like family members
Envy.
being envious.
yeah.
I don't know. I don't got many people in my family that are too envious.
I have a
Feel
lot.
like
For
everything's
sure.
cool.
I
I
feel
feel
like
like-
I do have maybe like the way my family is kind of aunts, uncles, like envious.
cousins, for me it's cousins.
And cousins, yeah, also. But I think like just don't really like play into it like that.
Yeah,
Like,
I agree.
I'm
feel like
not
that's-
getting involved in like that.
For me,
you know?
I think it's because, bro, at the end of the day, like envy is literally just love and hate at the same time. So obviously, it's like, what I'm trying to say is like just keep things away, whether good or bad. Just keep things to yourself. Like
Yeah.
share like certain things in your life with only the ones that you know. And if you don't have anybody that you know is gonna like not be envious of you in any way, shape, or form, just keep things to yourself, because at the end of the day, like a private
Like
life.
no oversharing, right?
Yeah.
Like that, like.
Yeah,
And I think that comes down to like having good friends like us. That's why it's key, bro, because like you sometimes just want to be able to share something that with people who are going to be happy for you, you know?
Which we can in our
Yeah,
friend group.
and
If
that's
I
just
tell any
the-
of you guys something good that happened to me, I don't have to worry about like is this gonna be too much? Are they gonna like
Yeah,
be
is
like, he's-
someone
is
gonna
he
feel some
bragging?
type of way? Yeah.
I feel like you're really good at like receiving that. Every time
Yeah.
I'm like happy about something, I always tell Haas. Like he's
Yeah.
probably the first person I'll tell
Because
because
you know he's gonna be just.
I know
happy
he's gonna
for
be
you.
happy for me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or other, even vice versa, but there's some people that like I don't want to share certain bad things about because like I know that you might feel a little bit like
Yeah.
that you might be gratified because I'm going through it. Like
Mhm.
I'm not saying I want to make someone else feel sad with me, but I want to like tell someone that like I'll feel comfortable like
Like they
opening up
care
about.
about you.
Like yeah, like someone that wants the best.
And they could
Yeah.
give you like some good advice or
Good
whatnot.
advice.
Yeah.
Or even just there to listen.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
sometimes you don't need advice. You just need to let it out.
Yeah. And then like family wise, I feel like how I handle it too is like my cousin will come through like ask me about this type of stuff. But one thing that I heard Steven Furtick talked about and it was sick. It was like he was talking about how someone was asking him like, what do you think about this person's ministry? What do you think about this person, this pastor? And he says response to it so that he could turn it on them is like, I don't think about it. And I'm like, that's so true, because if you play into like the drama, the problems, the envy, then you're just feeding into it. But if you just stay away from it, then it just goes away and you're just like, you're not putting yourself in that position, you know?
Yeah.
And you're not like allowing follow-up questions. You're not allowing
Yeah.
more and more things to get, because bro, people are also devious, bro, and like you can say certain things to work around certain questions, and people know how to like play
How to work
words
into it.
and-
They're playing both parts and it's just like, nah, bro, I'm cool off of that. It's a waste of time. To me, in my mind, it's like a waste of time.
Yeah,
I'm
'cause
like,
it doesn't.
it doesn't
doesn't
add
benefit
value,
nothing.
you know?
Yeah.
So it's like,
What's the point of dealing with that?
yeah.
Essentially, I don't care what you think about what I think about something else. So what's the point of even telling you
What's-
what I think?
Literally.
Because honestly, what I think about something else probably is a misguided judgment, anyways. Like, well, it's natural, bro. When you hear about something before you experience it, you're gonna have a specific thought about it originally, bro. So like, there's so many times that my opinions on other things or other people is
Yeah.
wrong because I don't know the whole story. So there's no point to like give someone else an answer when I
Yeah.
don't even have.
And I think it's like, even too, like at the end of the day, you have to always understand that misery loves company.
Misery.
So at the end of the day, like, you just got to let it flow. And if you start thinking of people as mirrors and they're just reflecting what they feel inside about themselves towards you, you don't take it so personal. You're just like, it doesn't matter. It's cool. It's fine. Like, you're just selfish or you're miserable with your own life. It's okay. Like, go deal with that on your own. It's not really about me.
Misery love company is a huge one, bro, because like especially if like when you're dealing with people that you're close to, misery loves company, bro. So if you're taking advice from anybody who is miserable in certain stages of life and they are a misery loves company type of person, bro, like their advice, I'm not saying they're gonna give you bad advice, but their advice is naturally gonna be like, if I have to go through this, why is it so hard for you to have to go through
Yeah.
it? Like, I'd rather have somebody else go through it with me. And I'm like, there's times where I'm like, yeah, I'd rather like talk to someone that's been through what I've been through. But when you're talking to people who like are misery loves company type of way,
Yeah.
you almost got to be careful, bro, or else you'll get like leaded in the wrong direction.
No,
for
it's
sure.
it's facts. One thing I make a goal clear this year, bro, is I hate talking to negative people. Like, I can't stand it anymore, because
It's contagious.
yeah, bro. Like, if you're just feeding me negativity or even about your own life, it feels terrible. It feels annoying. It gets inside of you, so you can't like take that in, because then you start feeling negative about yourself. You start doubting, and it's like, nah, heck no. So I hate that.
I always like followed like consider the source, bro. No matter what it is, whether it's advice, judgment, anything. Like whenever someone says something, always consider where it's coming from, because you can't take someone who's no, I don't want to say broke, but someone who lacks something's opinion on on a subject where it's something that they don't have. I don't know if that makes
Yeah.
sense, but like, always consider the source, because where the certain piece of information is coming from plays a big part in how you should
That's facts.
feel about it.
Like relationship wise, I don't take relationship from nobody that's not in a good relationship.
Yeah,
That's true.
Which is
literally.
like most people.
That's true.
I'd rather
That's a
figure it
good
out
one.
myself than take
Yeah.
advice from someone that's
true.
never been in a good.
You're not gonna
healthy
take
relationship.
financial advice on someone who's bankrupt or in millions of
Yeah.
dollars
Yeah.
of debt. You feel me?
Low key, I feel like you could learn from anybody. Like, no, like if they're trying to give you advice on something, you could learn not to take that advice or certain things. Like, you know, like
Take the good, leave the bad.
yeah,
Yeah.
basically, I feel like you could do that with everybody with any
Advice for
topic.
sure, but I mean like criticism or like comments. So like I guess you're right.
Yeah.
Advice for sure, because obviously you can take
I actually agree with that.
you can take financial advice from someone
Mhm.
who messed up to tell you not to do that, but you're not gonna like let someone else's opinion That's what I was trying to say more. Like, say someone judges you or says something about you,
Yeah.
then that's when you should really consider this.
Because it's like negativity or like talking bad towards me. I'm not going to listen to you. But if you've been through bankruptcy and then you still built your business again, I'm going to listen to you because you've been through failure, and failure teaches you more than success. So it's like,
yeah, for sure.
low-key, I'm cool with that. Like,
Yeah,
it's
and
a little bit of both.
the thing about opinions is I feel like I don't really give it too much importance if it's from somebody I don't really care for or care about. But if it's like somebody I do, then I do like consider their opinion a little bit more, but not like to a point where I'm like, oh shit, you
Like,
know?
it's not gonna affect you.
Yeah, you're gonna act on it. Because even like in a relationship, say like a lot of time you say you get in a fight with your girl or something, and then you go tell the boys about it. It's quick for the boys to be like, oh fuck her,
Yeah.
Literally.
I try not to do that too.
Yeah,
'cause
that's
I'm like
what I'm on. Cause if I get in an argument or something with my girl, I'm not gonna tell nobody because it's
Yeah.
they don't understand. You know, they're not gonna understand.
Yeah.
Even if you are telling somebody, I think it's cool. Somebody like if you someone close that you know, even just to let things out,
Yeah,
so
let
you're
it
not
out.
holding it in.
Facts.
Doesn't mean you gotta take their advice. Like he's given me so many pieces of advice that I've never fucking
Literally.
taken.
Or even like how Rambo said, just somebody to listen to you. Not even you're not even
Yeah.
expecting nothing back. I just
yeah,
wanna
especially
tell somebody this.
especially in that one, cause like I don't know what led up to that. I don't know her point of view. I don't know your point of view.
Yeah.
Little things I don't know the truth of what really happened. You know, like
Yeah.
there's different sides of the story. So
And I think that's also like even just keeping it a book with your friends, you know, too. Like being able to say like, or just listen, or if they're in the wrong. I think like that's one thing that's hard for us is that when they're in the wrong, we still kind of want to defend them, which is not right, you know.
Oh, yeah.
Which is
at
not
the end
right.
of the
Some
day,
bias.
yeah,
Which is toxic, low key.
Yeah,
Like, it's toxic
low-key.
of us to do.
like
Yeah.
you want us to say fuck her, fuck all
Yeah,
that,
literally.
but really it's like
You gotta hold each other
you
Yeah.
might
accountable.
be wrong.
You
Yeah,
might be,
I feel like I try to do that with
or
you. Like
or
when
you
I'm telling
didn't
them
even
some
know. Yeah, you don't even know the truth, the whole story at the same time. Like we just know one side at the end
Yeah,
of the
that's
day.
what I'm saying.
Yeah, so it's like, should we take a quick break? Quick one. How long
It's
is
been
it?
an hour.
It's been 46 minutes, so I think
Oh.
one more question. We should wrap it up.
Okay. Are you cool with?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Cool.
Okay, so loneliness epidemic. Why do so many people feel isolated today?
Loneliness epidemic.
Repeat that.
Loneliness epidemic. Why do people feel so lonely today? That was the question. Isolated.
Social freaking media.
Yeah, I agree. Social media, and then also you could be surrounded by a lot of people but still feel lonely at the end of the day. So that's a hard thing to do, because I feel like social media and your phone does not allow everyone to create intimacy, and intimacy is what makes you feel not alone. But when you can't have like intimacy even with your friends, not like on some weird romantic thing, it's like intimacy as in like you connect with each other. If you can't have that, then you just feel alone. Either you're gonna have all these friends and you're just like, man.
There was the longest time, bro. I was like, I need a relationship bad. Like, I need it bad. Like, I wouldn't even want to go do anything alone. Like, I'd need, like,
Yeah.
my brothers to go with me. But, like, finally, I think, like, a big one is the reason that people feel so alone is because they're not in tune with themselves, bro. Because eventually, like, I was forced, not forced, but, like, I learned to enjoy my presence more and, like, literally just value myself more to the point to where it's, like, even if I am going to the grocery store, I go grab breakfast, I go fucking go watch a movie alone, bro. Like, you don't feel alone
Yeah.
if you got, like, God, too, but, like, if you
Enjoy your own company.
enjoy your own company.
Enjoy
I
your
agree
own
with that one a
company.
lot. Before I was even in a relationship, and y'all boys know too, I was always like cool being by myself, you know. But that's because I felt like I knew myself enough. I loved myself, like to be by my own a lot and not feel alone.
Mm-hmm.
Like
Which
it
is
didn't
the
feel
best
lonely.
feeling.
Yeah, it didn't feel lonely. It felt like cool, you know.
And you know what you do when you're in that stage, CJ? I feel like you elevate the quality of people that you surround yourself with, because when you do enjoy your presence, you know that, not to sound like cocky in any way, but certain people don't like deserve to be around you. So at
Yeah.
that point, like, you only surround yourself with people that you want to be around and like that you know you should be around, you know?
Facts. Yeah.
Like,
It's true.
I
That
feel
is
like
true.
I'm the least loneliest when I'm closer to God, you know?
I think so too.
Because I feel like that brings a certain peace in you, so you could be
Yeah.
like confident in yourself too,
Yeah.
and like love your own company and stuff like that.
which is
If-
crazy because
if-
God is always with us, and it's crazy that like
Literally.
we'll feel so lonely.
And it's like how Rambo said is like, if the one who made you is the closest you are to him, like you're gonna know yourself the most too, and you're gonna love yourself the most. You know, it's like, I think that's true, and it applies to both, honestly. Like just being able to spend some time on your own or with just God, you cool, and then take care of your peace. You know how you're saying, take care of who's around you, take care of what's going on, and then it's cool. You only need a few really.
Yeah.
Friends, if anything.
Facts.
Like,
You don't really need anything else.
Yeah, there's definitely a difference between like friends that I say friends and like my real friends, you know,
Yeah.
Yeah.
ones that I could actually like share stuff with, care for.
Yeah.
With.
I think we can you can all agree, but like there's people in life that you can literally sit down and be doing absolutely nothing with, and like just be more at peace than like.
Literally. Mm-hmm.
What is
Oh,
the question was? What is something a client does that you hate as a barber? So Marcel will answer
car
this.
salesman.
Oh, yes.
Or a car salesman, jerk.
Oh, you're not a barber?
I am. Say, go ahead.
My worst client is literally sitting next to me.
Bad etiquette.
Bad etiquette. So what I mean by that is like they move a lot. Like when they talk, they try to talk to everybody in the shop, and that's cool. But like, don't move your head when you're talking, or don't do hand gestures, stuff like that. For me, bothers me the most.
I don't know.
For me, it's less of like a specific thing. It's more about like being entitled, bro. Like I feel like if you want me to treat you as like a respected client, like respect me, and that's selling cars, restaurant, junk removal. Like if you're treating me with disrespect, I'm not gonna give you my best service. You feel me? Like why would I take care of you to my best ability if you're feeling entitled and you're making me feel like I'm less than you?
Yeah.
So I feel like just like when people disrespect me in whatever I'm serving you.
I think I agree with that. I think like entitlement of like that I'm like almost your freaking servant. That's what I hate. Like don't treat me like that. And they'll be like and what pisses me off the most is almost envious people who do it too. And that's what pisses me off. It's like I can feel the envy from you, but they'll be like, "Oh, where can I put this? Oh, wait, can you put my glasses right?" Oh, like a bunch of things that I'm like, "Bro, just sit in the chair, get your hair cut." Like that's what pisses me off.
You want me to respect your time? Want me to
Yeah.
respect your head,
Yeah.
your car, your
Everything.
anything, bro. Even you guys like be like when you be painting. If you want me to respect your canvas that you're buying from me, respect my time, respect my energy. Don't try and
Yeah.
like make me feel like I need you.
Yeah,
in my
exactly.
life.
They treat you like if I pay you, so
You have
you
nothing.
bet like you need me. I'm like, bro, I do not need you. And then like what goes with that is they're negative Nancy's where they'll try like say something's going super well, everything's well. They'll try finding the one negative thing to say in your chair, like about something. You know, they'll be hating or something. I hate that. I'm like, I'd rather just not cut your hair.
Don't talk to me.
Yeah,
Alright, no,
like,
just sit down.
Because I'm just already annoyed, pissed, and then I have to go a whole hour cutting you. Like, that's what. Ooh, that boils my freaking blood.
I don't know. I feel like I don't really get too irritated that much.
No?
Like with clients. I mean, they do little stuff where I'm just like, why are you doing that? But I don't really feel like it really gets to me that much. But I think kind of low-key maybe the same thing that you guys are saying.
Yeah.
Because sometimes I have some clients that just, they all like be having something to say. You know?
Something to say.
About whatever. I have one client that I cut him and then he came back and he told me like, "Oh, you wearing that shirt again?"
See, like
Like,
that.
bro, what are you even why are you trying to say something like that? You know, it doesn't even matter. Like
Stuff
those-
like that don't really faze me though. Like when they say that.
That's what I'm saying. It don't really bother me, but I'm just like, what are you trying to do? You know, like what are you trying to get out of that?
I think
out of
what
saying
bothers
that?
me is that it's envious.
Yeah.
That's what bothers
like,
me.
There's like you're wasting energy and
Yeah.
time to know that. I
But
didn't even know I wore this shirt. Fucking
Yeah,
2 weeks
and it's
ago.
not
Yeah,
even
literally.
it's not even your comment that pisses me off. It's like, why are you envious?
That's
Like,
what I'm saying. Why are you trying?
Yeah.
Well, I feel like it shouldn't really get to you. Like,
yeah,
Yeah,
that's what
yeah.
I'm saying. Like that's on them. if
I
they're
recognize
envious.
it. Yeah, if anything, I recognize
Yeah.
it, and I'm just like,
Yeah, literally, kind of
they'll
like
have-
laugh at it
What
almost.
about extremely picky people?
Oh yeah, no, that actually does kind of annoy me. I have one client too that I'll give him I'll cut his hair the same every time too, and I'll give him the mirror and he always asks for me to fix the same thing every time.
It's like, bro, you don't think
I'll
I'm-
like, ooh,
Do you guys
fix it
actually
up?
fix it?
Nah.
You
low
just
key.
pretend,
Yeah.
and
I don't change
they're like,
nothing, and
whoa,
they go,
yeah.
oh yeah, it's cool.
Like my client.
no, Javi has the worst one.
Guess what? All the people that were doing music with him, bro, cut him off
Really?
because he's so fucking like entitled.
That's entitlement
Yeah.
in my
That
opinion.
low-key
Like
is
it's making you,
entitlement,
yeah. That's like huge entitlement. Like
No.
you think you deserve everything done for you. And it's like,
Yeah, I don't.
I
I,
feel
think
like if
Javi
you-
has the worst one.
Tell him how he would do it.
Bro.
I had to fire him.
It's because Javi had this client that would stay in the shop for 3 hours. 3 hours, bro, getting his hair cut.
It would go like
He
this,
would
bro.
go, he would rub his head right here and say like, "Oh, can you get this?" Like this. "Oh, can you get this?" Looking at himself
Every
like
5
he's
minutes.
good looking. Yeah, and I'm like, oh, like I can't stand it. And then I'd be third client, almost done. This guy's still in the chair, bro, and
Like,
he
still just trying to find something.
trying to find something.
What
I feel
about
like
your other
clients,
appointments? What do you-
I feel like clients like that, bro, like an entitlement in a way, like they want to like look for something, you know? It's
Yeah.
not necessarily that there's anything actually wrong with the haircut. They just want something to be wrong
No,
with the
yeah.
haircut.
We would make fun of Javi because this guy would be like this with his scissors and the comb, but just acting like he's fixing it. But there's nothing to fix, you know. Like it's already done. It's been done for an hour, you
Yeah.
know.
You
Like
know how I think that might be envy, bros? Because, like, they look at you like, this dude is making this much bread off of me in this hour. Let me try and make his
3.
whatever money he's making into more time to, like, make his life harder.
Literally. Well, the freaking owner of Outlaw Wings, the last day, because that guy finally leaves, I told Javi, I'm like, bro, cut that guy off. And it was a sign because the guy comes in. He's like, oh, were you guys talking about the guy he just cut? And I'm like, yeah. He's like, yeah. Every time he comes to my restaurant, he orders and always sends his food back every single time.
That's crazy.
And he's like, yeah, and that he was, if he did it one more time, he was just gonna tell him he couldn't come back. But I'm like, exactly the type of people. It's just everything in their life that just. And I was like, bro, cut him off,
They're
block.
just that type of people.
Yeah,
Yeah.
literally. Because I feel like sometimes maybe I'm not like fully satisfied with something, but I'm not gonna make it a issue, you know?
Yeah.
Like in a restaurant, your food comes down. It's not necessarily. I'm not gonna
If it's edible,
make
and
it
I
a
can
big
still
deal. Yeah, I'm just
enjoy
gonna eat it. It's
Because I
not.
know that, like, it's
Yeah.
not the person's fault. I mean,
Yeah.
bro,
Or
nobody's
even-
perfect. You fuck up a haircut.
Yeah.
It's not like
Yeah.
I did that intentionally.
Or you're
Yeah.
gonna go off on a server that didn't even cook it for you. You know, like.
Yeah. Or
Yeah,
even
people
like.
don't think about that stuff. Yeah.
Like, yeah, I didn't like the food.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
already ate it.
People just try to be like a hassle for somebody else.
Yeah,
A lot of the
exactly.
times, you know.
And it's just so much insecurity, bro. It's insecurity.
Misery loves company.
Misery loves
They're
company.
miserable at trying to make other people's life miserable.
Yeah.
Can't stand that, bro.
All right, guys, we should wrap it up. Any final thoughts?
Final
you,
thoughts.
CJ.
Thank you, CJ,
Thank
for
you
coming
having
through.
me.
Thank you, CJ.
We're gonna have to run this back.
Yeah,
Another
for sure.
time.
We're gonna run it back part
Yeah,
two.
literally.
I enjoyed
You
it.
gotta catch your flight though, so we gotta
Yeah.
make sure you make it.
Hey, don't
Alright.
worry, next time, I'm pretty sure we're gonna have an extra mic.
Hey.
Nice.
So you can hop in.
Let's go.
Nice.
So we'll be straight.
This would be cool then.
All right, guys. Thank you guys for watching. Like, subscribe, follow us on TikTok, follow us on YouTube,
OnlyFans.
Send it out.
Follow my OnlyFans.
Instagram. Don't listen to them.
We got so
What?
close.
I'm trying
Don't
to make
listen to
money.
them.
So close to the episode.
But thank you guys so much. Love y'all. Yee. See you next time.